Hi, I want to tell you some different ways that you can buy a house. Now, I know that the price of housing is extremely high, and but I've seen how people who have very low income are able to purchase property. Okay, and I'm going to give you two instances. So I'm going to split this up into two different parts. Okay, the first instance is when people who look like us came out of the South, came north, and wanted to buy a house, but they were not earning a lot of money. All right, they were cooks, cleaners, waiters, that kind of thing. So they didn't make a lot of money, right? So here in the city of Detroit, there are a couple things that I don't know that I've necessarily seen everywhere else, but I have seen them in some forms in different places. And they are what is known in Detroit as a two-family flat or a four-family flat, right? And what that is a house that is meant for more than one family. So what I recommend, what people do and what people did back then is, okay, I have an apartment, all right, and I have a two-bedroom apartment. And I have a family member that comes and says, okay, I need some place to stay. Come stay with me. And you have to work it out, all right? But you have to have a goal in mind. And that goal is we are going to save up enough money to put a down payment on a house, all right? So we have maybe four incomes or three incomes, and we have to figure out what the down payment is, 4,000, 5,000, whatever it is, all right? And we will stay in this single house until we raise enough money to put a down payment and pay for our closing costs, all right? So we're all living in this cramped little place, all right? And I know it's uncomfortable, but baby, it's worth it, all right? So let's suppose you got 2-3 friends, all right? And y'all want to buy a house, but y'all can't buy a house by yourselves, okay? All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to pool your money together, and it might take you a year, it might take you 2 years, but at the end of that period, you're going to be able to put a down payment on a 2 or 3 bedroom house. All right. Now, if you go into a two-family flat, then you have 2 stories, and in Detroit we have what's known as a 4-family flat too. All right, so you could put 4 families in there. But what you want to do is you want to get as much house as you can for the amount of money that you have. All right. So let's suppose it's you and you know a married couple, and it's you and the married couple, and between the 3 of you, you have to save $4,000, all right, to put a down payment on a house, or 8,000, or whatever it is. Because you're living together, your housing cost should be less. All right. And again, if you need to put somebody out on the couch, do that too. All right. Now, at the end, you can buy a house, and now you have you share a house payment, all right? Because, it's one mortgage. And that is how you start out, by buying a piece of property when you have very low income. So it is community based. That's why I always talk about community. Community will fix a lot of things, okay? In this instance, and I'm going to try and keep this short, what you want to do is you have to find reliable friends, because we're talking about a mortgage, all right? We're talking about people being able to be stable enough to pay rent, to pay a mortgage, and to qualify. Because while you're saving your money, you're paying down your credit cards, you're paying off your car, all the things that you need to do in order to qualify for a mortgage. And the married couple and you can get together, or, if it's 3 or 4 of you, whatever it is. Now, I've seen this work for people who came up out of the South. I've seen this work for college students when they all graduated. Hey, we need to get a place to live, and rent is too high in apartments. They saved, they all lived in an apartment. I think it was 4 guys, all in an apartment for like 2 years. And then they bought a 4-plex. All right. And then each of them had a place to live. And then they all, because you want reliable people for this. Okay. Flaky people, it's not going to work, because somebody is going to get burned. All right. But this is one of the ways that people who did not have a lot of money were able to purchase real estate. All right. So you can form a group. You can have a agreement about how you're going to do this group. Heck, you can set it up as an LLC or a partnership or a corporation. All right. However you need to do it, so that the group of you have ownership in a property. All right. So that's the first one.